Once vibrant and full of life, these places have now become cold, desolate destinations. What led these locations to become abandoned, transforming into eerie and mysterious ghost towns? In this video, we will explore the 15 most famous haunted towns in the world. Each town harbors chilling stories and dark secrets that will surely keep you glued to the screen. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you do not miss any of our future exciting explorations. Ranking 15th on our list of the world's most famous haunted towns is Kayakoy, Turkey. Kayakoy, hidden among the desolate hills of southwestern Turkey, is a hauntingly abandoned town. Once home to thousands of Greeks, now only ruins remain, with dilapidated houses standing as silent witnesses to a forgotten past. Kayakoy became a ghost town due to the tragic Greek-Turkish War. In 1923, the Treaty of Lausanne was signed, leading to the forced relocation of millions of Greeks living in Turkey back to Greece, and vice versa for Turks living in Greece. Since then, Kayakoy has been abandoned, becoming a haven for lost souls. Today, Kayakoy is a historical relic that attracts curious visitors seeking mystery. Its silent stone streets, moss-covered walls, and crumbling churches all exude a ghostly atmosphere. It is believed that at night the spirits of former residents still wander, searching for their lost homes. The sound of wind whistling through the abandoned houses feels like whispers from the past, sending chills down the spine of anyone brave enough to enter. Kayakoy is not just an abandoned town, it is a land of mysteries and hauntings, where past and present intertwine in an unspoken eerie stillness. Number 14. Rhyolite, Nevada, USA. Located near the arid border between Nevada and California, this abandoned town is the remnant of a golden dream that has long since faded. Built during the gold rush era in the early 20th century, it was once a destination for hopeful gold seekers. But as the gold mines ran dry, hopes vanished, and the town gradually faded into oblivion. Residents left, leaving behind structures still standing but completely empty, like silent shadows in a forgotten world. Amidst the barren land, buildings like the theater, bank, and train station still stand, solitary and cold, like ghosts from the past. There is no sign of life, only the sound of the wind whistling through every crevice, carrying eerie whispers like the echoes of lost souls. Each brick, each door seems to tell a dark tale of a once vibrant town, now merely a shadow of its former self. The heavy and somber atmosphere envelops the place, making anyone daring to step foot here feel an invisible fear, as if being watched by unseen eyes from the darkness. Number 13. Krakow, Italy. Krakow, located in the Basilicata region of southern Italy, witnessed prosperity and downfall over more than a millennium. Founded in the 8th century, Krakow was initially a bustling place, but life there began to be threatened by a series of natural disasters. Violent earthquakes repeatedly struck, destabilizing the town's foundations. Landslides following these events only worsened the situation, making Krakow uninhabitable. As disaster followed disaster, residents began abandoning the town, and by the 1960s, Krakow officially became a dead land, where life was wiped out by relentless nature. Houses, castles, and churches, once the pride of the town, now stand as crumbling ruins, isolated on a hilltop, silent witnesses to the destruction. With no life, no voices, Krakow has become eerie and cold, a place where time seems to have stood still. Its haunting beauty and frightening mystery have made Krakow an attractive destination for visitors. Every street, every crumbling wall in Krakow carries the dark traces of its past, making this town not just a tourist spot, but a symbol of death and desolation. Number 12. Centralia, Pennsylvania, USA. Centralia was once a vibrant town, thriving thanks to its anthracite coal mines. However, in 1962, an underground coal mine fire started from a seemingly minor incident but turned into a horrifying disaster. This fire not only burned beneath the ground, but also released deadly toxic smoke, silently spreading throughout the town like a venomous snake coiling around every house and street. It was not long before residents were forced to abandon their homes, leaving the town in loneliness and decay. Homes that once housed hundreds of families are now nothing but rotting wooden frames, collapsing amid dead trees and overgrown weeds. One memorable relic is the Graffiti Highway, a cracked and abandoned road where people once came to spray graffiti, but it has since been buried to prevent curious visitors. Most residents left in the 1980s when the risks of sinkholes and toxic gases became too dangerous. Only a few remain, living in this desolate landscape like the last gatekeepers of a dead town. From the cracks in the ground, toxic smoke continues to rise, making the air suffocating and hard to breathe. The surrounding area becomes eerily silent, with only the murmuring of escaping gas, like the whispers of souls trapped underground. The crumbling houses and rusted warning signs stand there like ghosts amid thick fog, reminding that life once existed here. But now, the town is nothing more than a giant corpse, a deserted graveyard with an underground fire that never goes out, burning everything in darkness and loneliness. Number 11. Humboldt and Santa Laura, Chile. Amid the barren land of the Atacama Desert, Chile, there are two towns, Humboldt and Santa Laura, once the heart of a vibrant nitrate industry. But now, all that remains is a desolate wasteland. In the 1960s, when the nitrate market completely collapsed, those who lived and worked here left the towns, abandoning rows of dilapidated houses and rusting machines under the scorching desert sun. But it is not just metal and dust that remain. The grim spirits of workers who lost their lives due to harsh working conditions seem to linger, wandering in loneliness and endless pain. Those brave enough to visit at night often recount chilling stories. They hear eerie laughter echoing from abandoned houses, even though no one is around. Strange footsteps sound on the sandy streets, as if someone is following you in the dark. But when you turn around, you only see faint traces in the sand, like footprints that do not belong to anyone living. The most terrifying tales are about the workers who perished in the mines, once symbols of wealth but also graves for many lives. It is believed that on moonless nights, if you listen carefully, you can hear the painful sighs rising from the ground, mixed with the hopeless cries of souls trapped, never to escape the endless darkness. Number 10. Belti, California, USA. Near the border between California and Nevada, USA, Belti was once a bustling town during the gold rush era. When large gold deposits were discovered, thousands flocked here to seek their fortune. The town quickly grew, with a large population, bustling streets and saloons and restaurants popping up everywhere. But this prosperity did not last. As the gold began to dwindle, the mines gradually closed, and Belti fell into decline. People left one by one, leaving behind abandoned houses, deserted streets, and a gloomy atmosphere. From a thriving town, Belti turned into a ghost town, where remnants of the past still remain, evoking a chilling and eerie sense of a bygone era. It is said that the miners who were killed in conflicts over gold in Belti never found peace. They still wander among the dilapidated houses, carrying unresolved anger and pain. Visitors to Belti at night often hear heavy footsteps dragging across the rotting wooden floors, or murmurs like curses carried by the wind. Lights flicker on and off in the night, doors knock with no apparent source, and a cold chill runs down the spine when entering the dark rooms. Some visitors have even fled in panic, feeling the undeniable presence of death lurking in the air. Number 9. Colemanscop Namibia. Deep in the Namib Desert, Colemanscop was once a thriving town where Germans arrived in the early 20th century to mine precious diamonds. But as diamond reserves dwindled, the golden dream faded, and the town fell into oblivion. By the 1950s, Colemanscop was completely abandoned, becoming a dead land where the desert sands swallowed everything into oblivion, hour by hour, day by day. Today, Colemanscop is nothing more than a ruined town where crumbling houses and deserted streets are claimed by the desert sands. Sand seeps into every corner, flowing through broken windows, covering once cozy rooms. The houses now resemble giant tombs, where time seems to have stopped, leaving a terrifying silence hanging over everything. But Colemanscop is not just a place left to decay. It is rumored that the ghosts of diamond miners still linger here, as if they cannot leave the land where they sacrificed their youth and lives in search of diamonds. The wind blowing through the crumbling walls carries strange sounds like the whispers of souls who have never found rest. Brave tourists who venture into Colemanscop report seeing dark shadows moving within the sand-filled houses, as if the past is coming back to life. Others speak of the chilling sensation that creeps over them as they enter the dark rooms, where the invisible presence of ghosts makes it impossible to shake off the haunting feeling. Number 8. Villa Epen, Argentina. Villa Epen, located in Buenos Aires province, Argentina, was once a bustling tourist town. But in 1985, a sudden disaster occurred when water from Lake Epen flooded the town after a protective dike broke. The massive amount of water quickly submerged the entire town, washing away every trace of life. For more than 2 decades, Villa Epen lay silent beneath the water, a mute witness to the merciless destruction of nature. However, in the early 2000s, climate change and the natural evaporation of the water began to lower the lake's water levels. As the water receded, the ruins of the town slowly emerged, as if Villa Epen was rising from the dead. The ruined buildings and devastated streets reappeared in a ghostly scene, causing anyone who visits to shudder. It is said that when night falls among the ruins of Villa Epen, you can hear the haunting melodies rising from the past, like eerie music emanating from the ground. That sound does not come from any instrument, but seems to be the voice of souls still lingering among the town's ruins. Many believe that Villa Epen is not only cursed by nature, but also haunted by restless spirits. Legends say that this place is a gateway to the afterlife, where lost souls seek their way home. Strange phenomena, like flickering lights in the night or shadowy figures gliding by, only add to the haunting aura of Villa Epen. Number 7. Fangu China. Fangu, the ghost city on the Yangtze River in China, is a place where even darkness fears to tread. Built as a place of worship and remembrance for the dead, this town has long been associated with eerie legends. When the Three Gorges Dam project began in the 1990s, Fangu's residents were forced to leave, leaving the place in ruins but never truly empty. At night, Fangu is shrouded in thick fog, as if forgotten souls are crawling out from the ground. The festivals and rituals held here are not merely to honor the deceased, but seem to soothe the anger of the spirits. It is said that the screams of ghosts echo through the crumbling temples, like curses that have lingered for centuries. The statues of gods in Fangu are not just lifeless objects. On moonless nights, people often see them moving subtly, as if the spirits have returned from the dead to reclaim what was lost. Each statue serves as a warning, a presence filled with eerie menace. Fangu is not just a ghost city, but a gateway to the afterlife, where the boundary between life and death is frighteningly blurred. Number 6. Hashima, Japan. Located off the coast of Nagasaki, Japan, Hashima, also known as Battleship Island, was once a symbol of Japan's industrial might. In the early 20th century, Hashima was a bustling coal mining center where thousands of workers toiled in the deep, dark mines. High-rise concrete buildings sprang up, creating a grand yet harsh industrial landscape. However, as coal lost its importance, Hashima quickly declined. In 1974, the mines closed and the island was abandoned, leaving behind a desolate and ruined scene in the vast ocean. It is rumored that the island is still haunted by the spirits of workers who perished in mining accidents. These ghosts, unable to leave the place where they lost their lives, still wander through the dark corridors and crumbling rooms. In the dead of night, strange noises like the sound of hammering and cries for help from underground can be heard, sending shivers down the spine of anyone who visits. Tourists and researchers often recount eerie experiences of feeling watched by invisible eyes, or when they enter dusty and dilapidated rooms, where the air seems to be thick with an unseen negative energy. This energy is believed to still linger on the island, like a curse that never fades, making this place ominous and frightening. Some people have even had to leave the island in panic, unable to endure the feeling of being surrounded by invisible, haunting forces. Number 5. Helltown, Ohio, USA. Helltown, an unofficial but chilling name, is a small town in Ohio, USA, where strange history and terrifying rumors have turned it into a famous destination for ghost stories. In the 1970s, the federal government suddenly bought up land in the area and relocated residents, claiming it was for the expansion of a national park. The secrecy and swift action of the government fueled eerie rumors. People began whispering about mysterious activities taking place in the area, about strange groups appearing and disappearing in the dead of night, and about a government hiding something horrific. Rumors of supernatural phenomena in Helltown have only grown. Some people claim to have seen cars moving strangely on the deserted roads, as if controlled by some invisible force. Others talk about losing control while driving through the area, as if their vehicles suddenly stop responding to any commands, being pulled into a dark space where the laws of physics seem to no longer apply. Those brave enough to explore Helltown often return with stories of feeling watched, shadows flitting by in the dark, and the air becoming heavy and oppressive as if some malevolent force is present. Some even say that when they stepped into the town, they heard whispers coming from somewhere, as if trapped souls were trying to communicate with the outside world. Number 4. Priet, Ukraine. Priet, Ukraine was once a bustling town, built in the 1970s to serve the workers and their families at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. It was a lively place, with modern buildings, schools, hospitals, and parks, where everyday life went on normally. However, everything changed forever on April 26, 1986. A massive explosion occurred at reactor number 4 of the Chernobyl plant, releasing an enormous amount of radiation into the environment, forcing residents to evacuate and leave the area. Since then, Priet has fallen into oblivion, becoming a ghost town. The buildings have gradually been swallowed by time and nature, while the radiation quietly persists like a curse that cannot be lifted. There are no longer the sounds of children's laughter in the playgrounds, no lights in the buildings, only a terrifying silence enveloping every corner. People still share stories that when night falls, Priet is not quiet at all. The wind whistles through shattered windows, carrying sounds like the whispers of abandoned souls. The buildings, ravaged by time, have become haunting shadows. Number 3. Oradour-sur-Glane, France. Oradour-sur-Glane, a small town in France, has become a symbol of unimaginable cruelty during World War II. On June 10, 1944, Nazi forces entered the town, herding 642 women and children into a church, locking the doors and setting it on fire, mercilessly burning them alive. Only 30 people were lucky to survive. The men were shot and their bodies piled up. Oradour-sur-Glane, once a peaceful place, turned into hell in just a few hours. After the tragedy, the town was completely abandoned. The ruins of houses, the deserted streets, all stand as reminders of a horrific disaster. It is believed that the ghosts of those who were killed still linger in this town. Their lives were taken suddenly and painfully, leaving them unable to rest in peace. Those who have visited Oradour-sur-Glane describe feeling an invisible presence, a cold and chilling sensation as if the ghosts are still watching and crying out from the afterlife. Number 2. Poia, Italy. Poia, a small island near Venice, Italy, bears a dark past that few places can match. In the Middle Ages, when the plague spread across Europe, Poia became an isolation place for those infected. With no hope of survival, they were sent to the island as if entering the realm of death. The island quickly became a giant graveyard where death pervaded every corner. But Poia's horrors did not end there. In the 20th century, the island became a psychiatric hospital where brutal experiments were conducted on weak patients. The horrifying screams echoed from the wards, and the inhumane tortures turned this place into an indelible nightmare. Many patients lost their lives in pain and despair, cursing Poia forever. Today, on this desolate island, people say you can hear strange noises at night, distant screams, and the constant feeling of being watched. Those who dare to set foot on Poia report sensing the cold presence of trapped souls, as if this island is not just a place, but a gateway to hell. Number 1. Belchite, Spain. Belchite is an old abandoned village in the province of Zaragoza, Spain. Due to its strategic location between Zaragoza and Valencia, it became the focal point of the Spanish Civil War in the late 1930s, making it a crucial target for both the Republican and nationalist forces. During 15 days of intense fighting, the entire town was heavily bombarded and shelled, leading to its near-total destruction. Thousands of soldiers and civilians were killed, and the devastating scene of their homeland being destroyed is an unforgettable image for the survivors. After the war, Franco, the victorious nationalist leader, decided to preserve the ruins of Belchite as a symbol of victory and a reminder of the brutality of war. Today, Belchite is not only a historical relic, but also a place filled with eerie legends about ghosts and mysterious phenomena. It is believed that the souls of soldiers and civilians who died there still wander among the ruins, unable to rest. Many people have reported hearing gunshots and cries for help in the dark of night, making the atmosphere there cold and terrifying. We have explored the 15 most famous haunted towns worldwide, from ancient villages full of mysteries to abandoned towns carrying haunting stories. Each location not only arouses curiosity, but also makes us reflect on the past, about the souls that may still be wandering between two worlds. Which place scared you the most but made you want to visit it? Leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to stay updated with our latest explorations. Thank you for joining us, and see you in the next video.